Hey y'all! Welcome to Life with Trey and Jay. I'm Trey.
And I am Jay, and today's topic is the case of the exes.
Dun, 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 dun.
So when we think about that, we think about Maya's song. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, that's if you're as old as us. I mean, we're not old, but we're just,
I don't know
that
what
was
Janella's
like
saying,
late
y'all.
90s, 2000. That was like early 2000. But anyway, what about your exes? Like, do you get back with them if there's an opportunity? Do you just say, no, this is it?
Is there
I ain't doing
Exes
it?
round two?
Is
Like,
there? Who knows? So, yeah, we're going to talk about that.
stay tuned.
Thank God for it.
So, saying so. So, let's talk about why we decided to talk about this topic. Like, why
Y'all,
did we choose this topic? Tracy's heart is like, drum, drum,
if you could feel it, if the mic was that close, right? Yeah. All right. So, all right. So basically, we decided to have this conversation filmed with y'all because I have gone through this situation most recently, having experienced wanting to be in relationship with an ex, and we talking about it right now. So
Transparency at its finest.
right, oh my goodness, y'all. So I be just smiling and all that, but that's nerves sometimes. So anyway, bear with me. Okay, so ultimately I was in a situation where
Situationship.
it
No,
wasn't
it was
even
a real relationship.
yeah, I was in a real relationship for quite some time with a man, and
That's good to know.
right, and
Right.
and so we broke up, and we were not together for some time as well, and then he kind of came around and was like, I really want to be with you. I would really like for us to really try. And I was just like, I'm gonna tell y'all the real. I legit was feeling lonely in that time, in that season. I was just like,
Ah.
so I said, okay. I was just like, all right, Lord, you know how you be just praying, right? And be like, Lord,
This is the answer to the
this
prayer.
is what I want, Lord.
This
like,
is the God. This is the Lord's doing.
right. I'm like, Lord, I know this is it. So, when you're praying for something, but you're not even really praying about it. Do
It's
y'all
like because you already
understand?
made a
You
decision.
right. You
Like
already
here
made the
in your heart.
decision in your heart that I'm doing this, that this is going to happen. But you are like, I know I still want to pray, so I'm still praying. But you're not necessarily giving God the opportunity
Ooh, to change
to
the heart
yeah,
direction.
to be
Ooh.
to be God. You're not giving
Right.
him the
Right.
opportunity, and you're not
Ooh.
allowing him the
Ooh.
space
Ooh.
to be,
Ooh.
because you're like, I made my decision, so get on the bus with me.
Right. Get on board.
Yeah, and so I ended up, kind of walking this through, and it it was crazy because y'all, I knew, okay? Like, I don't think I could stress it enough. I knew in my heart, but I didn't want to know.
I think we can all relate to that.
Yeah, like, when you know something, but you're
But you
just
don't want to
like,
know.
I don't want to know. I'm
Like
gonna
I'm
act.
drawn to
I'm
this.
gonna act like I don't see this. I'm gonna act like I don't see that. I'm gonna act like this doesn't make sense to me. All those things. And so ultimately, I ended up was like, and it's so crazy because there was one day the Lord was like, Trey, what's going on? And this is all like in my subconscious, and I'm like, hella high water, I'm getting married, like, to him. Move hella high water, like, I don't care. I like, doesn't matter. Like, I need you to know. And that was a very hard place to be because like, I don't want anything to get in between my relationship with God. But I knew this was getting in the middle of my relationship with God because I was diminishing his role as Lord in my life. But I wanted something so bad that I was okay with saying, I'm going to just do this, right? And moment after moment after moment after moment, I knew, like, loud, resounding noises in my ear, clear, cut daylight. Like, this cannot happen. This is not it. But I wanted it so bad that I was like, Lord, you'll redeem this. Like, you'll make this right. Like, because you love me, so you'll love me in this, and
You'll put the pieces together.
you will make this right. Although I am clear that for me and just where the Lord has me, I know I can't just be with anybody. Like, I can't just be mixed with somebody simply because I want it. But as I said, being clear in my mind of, I know this is not right, but my heart wasn't clear that I know this is not right. And I think what was important for me was to really just, like, walk this through. And it was, I would say it sucked, but it didn't, because
Wow. Well, that's a really good thing.
yeah, because I was just, like, so clear. Like, I needed, like, I don't know if y'all understand when there's so much gray around something that you still like, but what if?
Right.
What if I were to, how can I, what would it look like? And it needed to be so crystal clear that there is absolutely zero opportunities to resuscitate this dead body.
Wow. And that's
And
the
that's
thing
what
about
happened.
the Bible does talk about in Ezekiel, like, God can really, like, make dry bones live when he wills it. And I've been there. You try to make dead bones live again.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. And you're like, why?
Like,
It's
N-O.
for your own good.
All caps. Add some exclamation points and
Bold
some emojis.
print.
Add the emoji.
Right.
Add the,
Like, really? I don't know
like,
if that's emoji.
the side eye. You know, like
the big stop sign,
right,
the
right,
hand.
right.
All
Like,
of it.
all those emojis. Yes.
Large.
Yeah,
print.
but I think we would be doing this topic, particularly an injustice, if we didn't talk about the heart.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
heart truly is deceiving you, like easily deceives you, because you want what you want, when you want it, how you want it, and it's the hardest thing to let that be God's, right? Because for me, it was like, how can I not have the thing that I want? Just thinking about the garden, right? Let's bring it to the garden. Let's have this conversation. So pull up, because I need you. Like,
Right.
we really need
Listen.
y'all to be in, right?
Reel it in.
But, like, think of the garden. Like, in Genesis, there's this huge garden, right? It's like,
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
The
Like,
Lord provides everything that's needed.
yo, it smelled mad good. Like,
Right.
it looked good. It's pretty, mad green and pink
It's
and yellow
peaceful.
and everything. Like, it's mad pretty.
Peaceful. He's there.
Yeah.
Adam is there. Then Eve comes. She's there.
Yeah, it's
They're
like
good.
Yes, all good. But then there's this point when the Lord is like, I mean, y'all could have all this, like, all of this. Like, you see this all yours. What I don't want you to focus on is that one thing, right?
So
Like,
you cannot.
this is the one thing that you cannot right now have. So focus on everything else. But in the season that I was in that particular time frame, and to be quite honest with y'all, this went on for about 3 months. Yeah. So I just wanted to count real quick. So for about 3 months, and I was sitting and sitting with the Lord and talking with the Lord, like, Lord, what's so crazy about this right now is I feel like I got everything.
What do you mean?
Like I feel like I'm in the garden and I got everything. But I am fixated. I am focused on this one tree that you told me I don't got access to right now, and I can't look at anything else but this one tree, and this is all I'm staring at. And with that being said, once the opportunity of this person presented itself, I was just like, I mean, yeah, I'm going
Right,
to
I'm
I'm
going.
gonna make this happen. I like planning. I'm talking about making plans like I got this. And I knew, I felt like there was a night that I was in my bedroom and I was like, Lord, I feel like I'm cheating on you. Like, and I said this quietly to him. I was like, I feel like I'm cheating on you.
Though nobody else is in the house.
No one.
It's just you.
It's just me and Belmont, right? My dog. And I'm like laying in bed under my covers, like, I feel like I'm cheating on you. Okay. And because I just felt as I said, guys, I felt and I knew my hearts of hearts that this was not it. But the way that I needed to try this because it was so great for me at that moment, there was just too many questions around it. And then the Lord needed to make it crystal clear to me that this is an absolute no. And yeah, so
Mind you, people like myself who love and care for her, we're her friends. I'm like, this is not it.
It's a distraction.
Right, this is a distraction. This is not it. We already talked about this. Not in a bad way, like, you shouldn't have done this. But it was more like, and I hope I did it in a loving way, like, Trey, this is not God's best for you. That's how I felt. I was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. But at the end of the day, I had to trust God. I prayed about it a lot. And I had to trust God. You're welcome.
You want a hug?
I had to trust that God had a grip on her heart no matter like how much she wanted something, because I know how that feels.
Okay.
I was definitely there.
Okay.
So there was times that I got back with an ex and I was not there with God, and I just kept on going. So looking back, and I've said this before, I talked about a 5-year relationship. The reason why I talk about that relationship so much is because God used it so much to change my life. So within the 5 months of that 5-year relationship, we broke up because I saw something that was evidence to prove that this wasn't it. Mind you, for both of our defense, we were 19 years old and silly, but I should have known better, so I got back into the relationship. Within that time, we broke up several times, and one of the times was months in between. Looking back, God was showing me the same exact thing. You want what you want so bad that I'm gonna have to just show you at the end of it is not what you want.
Yeah.
So at the end of that relationship, God was like, are you gonna choose him or are you gonna choose me? I remember hearing that clearly, and I usually don't hear God. That wasn't an audible. I didn't hear God audibly, but I heard him like in my heart. If you ever heard, we talked about hearing God before, so you can definitely go to season 1, and definitely listen to and watch that. But I heard God say, Janelle, you gotta choose him or me. And at that point, it was very obvious, like the man had done cheated, and like it was a whole bunch of other stuff. We were young. He could I shouldn't have expected him to. I shouldn't say expect him to be faithful, but to expect him to be mature. And I expected him to be my husband when he was not my husband. I expected for him to be too much for me when I needed to put that pressure on God. So fast forward, obviously I chose God. Well, not obviously, but I chose God at that point. That's my lesson at that point. Obviously, I'm a little hard-headed. Years later, actually, no, I learned my lesson. Years later, I got with this guy. This is the lesson that I needed to learn. I got with this guy who was similar to my ex. Great guy. He was my friend, very persistent. Eventually, I was like, you know what? It's my time to be in a relationship. I've been the bridesmaid several times. I'm always a bridesmaid, never the bride. Let me take it in my own hands and become the girlfriend, hopefully the fiance, and then the wife, right? he's a cool guy. You know, I knew him from years before. Let's do this. Knowing that the time that I told him no before, it's the same reason. Nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed was I loosened up my perspective on God, and I started trusting myself and not God. So anyway, got with the dude.
That's a fact.
It ended horribly, but it ended, and I really truly believe God was like, I didn't tell you to get with him. What are you doing? You know, like, so I'ma lovingly like separate this. So that was that. I was like, that hurt a lot, but that was fine. You know, because at the end of the day, I wasn't with the right person. I wasn't with the he wasn't the right person for me. So I dodged a bullet.
I
We
think
never got married.
it's because we desire something so much, you know. Yes, we're humans. We desire a relationship. That's just the way we are. But when you are putting it off balance, like if we're talking about the scales, right? So if the relationship is more important with this person than it is with God, it's like it just does not work.
And I
and
wanted
to be
this more than I wanted
right,
that at that point.
right. And it's like I wanted to, for me, I wanted to still honor God in the way in which that I was doing things. So, you know, I didn't talk too much with him. I wanted to speak to others, you know, in terms of godly counsel, all those things. And then I went to a Bible study. I went to a prayer service, and I was just like, and I felt the pastor speak directly
He
to
was
me.
like, Tracy,
I felt like
Farah,
on some real
La Roche.
on
Am I
La
saying it right?
Roche.
La Roche. I speak English. I don't speak Creole. Sorry.
On some real
Maybe crank-
I felt like everything was like highlight to me, and I was like,
you.
right, I was like,
No.
wait.
If you've ever had any type of relationship with God, you had that feeling before.
where you're like, wait, you on my back, like what's happening here?
Why are you in my business?
Yeah, and
Get
then
out of my business.
and then the pastor said something. I mean, something super normal, something around you guys have to let it go. And I was
Some
like,
of you have to let things go.
and I was like, he's talking to me. I was like, Jesus, what is happening? I was like, well then, if that's the case, you gotta let it go. You have to do it because I don't got the strength to do it. And that is the first time that I was just like, oh shoot. I felt that there were two women. I don't know any of these people. Two women that came up to me and just started praying with me, and I was heaving, y'all, like real tears, like, real crying. Yeah, because I'm just like, bro, in that very moment, I realized how much more I need Jesus because I don't got it. At some point in time, I felt like I got it. I was like, oh, I'm good.
You got
like, I'm good. Like, I got this. You know, okay, these are right. But it's like, no, you really do need him because you desire something that's not healthy for you. You desire something that you don't need. And the Lord gives you what you need, not what you want in this particular space for me. So, yeah.
Praise God that y'all didn't get back together.
Yo.
Praise God that both dudes I broke up with, well, one broke up with me, right? How dare he? But
wait, before you say that, I just want to say I cannot wait, y'all. Seriously,
I don't know what she gonna do.
I cannot wait till this is released and I watch it because I know I'm gonna be in an all different type of space, and I'm gonna be like, "Wow, God! Like, look at how you are working in me, yo."
Because
that's just what I want to say.
She probably thinks she.
This is mad hard for me, like real talk. So before we even started filming it, we were like, "Okay, so we're gonna talk about this," and I'm sitting there like this,
nervous. But this was her idea, by the way.
It was. You see how the Lord be getting you, y'all.
Right.
But yeah, what were you saying?
But I just want to wrap up with the story. The second guy that I got with, and he broke up with me. Years, maybe like 3 years later, there was about that time, like I was friends with my now husband. And I was praying about like, hey, what's up with this guy? Like, you know, he's cool. He hasn't really approached me yet, but I would like him to. After 2 years of that, he finally asked me to dinner and asked to hang out, like just him and I, not as a friend, but like actually like, yo, I'm interested.
I want to get to know you.
For potential. But just before that, the ex hits me up after 3 years of him breaking up with me.
No,
Like,
I gotta
hey,
give y'all a visual.
You know, so how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. Oh,
they be out here lurking, okay?
And that's
Stop.
the thing. I don't even think he
Stop.
was lurking. Look,
it's not him.
It
Goodness.
was like it was straight up the enemy. Like,
right,
just getting away.
Right. Like, oh, it's about to go down. Well, hello.
Right.
Hello.
Like,
right.
Oh,
okay.
Like
Goodness.
Kevin Hart.
Right. Yes.
So anyway, like the enemy, I really believe, and I'm not even blaming him because he just was like, hey, you know, it's been 3 years. You know, how you been? You want to go to dinner? You want to hang out?
We should be good.
Right. And I actually don't know. Oh no, he asked me if I was dating someone. But you know, the point is, I don't know what his intentions were. I'm not saying if they were bad or whatever. But what I'm saying was, I'm thankful. I said, you know what? I was clear at that point. I made my decision. I was clear because the Lord showed me like, Janelle, this is not it for you. So I was like, no, I'm good. But thank you for asking anyway. And then a couple of days later, that's when my husband asked me out for the first time after 2 years of praying about, hey, are we good for each other, guys? So
her then friend.
Right, her
now
then
husband,
friend, now
yeah.
husband. So, like, I'm not saying all exes are bad. I wouldn't say that at all because I know of I've been married. I've been invited to a wedding recently of a couple who broke up years ago and they got back together and it worked out. And they broke up for like not bad reasons. They just weren't in the same place in life, I think. Right. And they got back together and they got married and they have a beautiful baby girl and it worked out. And sometimes it works out. You just got to know where your heart is, like Trey said. You got to pray like, God, what is it that you want from me in my life? What's the story that you have planned for my life?
Or am I doing this on my own?
Right.
accord?
Am I deciding, it's time for me to so I'm going to just get back with my ex?
Yeah, because it's been some time.
Place. And I put in mad time and effort into that.
Ring the alarm.
Ring the alarm. I've been through this too long.
Wait, somebody cute Beyonce out here. Like,
so anyway,
okay. Crazy.
So that's the case of the ex, y'all. I hope that you all this got your heart and your mind stirring and to pray to find out the situation that you may be in, you may be thinking about, may be approaching you.
Y'all, it's real. So
that being said, it's been a pleasure. But definitely check us out at Life with Trey and Jay on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
JEA.
Yes.
And then email us at lifewithtreyandjay@gmail.com. Please let us know if there's any, if you've had situations like this. We would love to hear back from you about, because we've shared our hearts. Maybe you want to share yours. We would love to hear about it.
Yeah, please let us know. Seriously.
Give us your stories. And your
examples. Let's have this conversation because this is something that we are all going through, have gone through, can all relate to. And we definitely want to ensure that we are open and having conversations about this past Janelle and I and into the space of y'all. So please hit us up. See y'all soon.
See you later.
Bye, y'all.